Hi, I want to welcome our Facebook family to the program. My name is Andrew Morrison, president of Small Business Camp, and let's get ready to wake up. Um, this is topics that will be about seeking the seeds of success. I look forward to supporting you in what's next. I encourage you to be present. I tend to be extremely interactive as a speaker. I want to be able to have you take lots of notes and just be mindful about what's next for you, because I'm here to help you create something of tremendous value. Now, in order for this program to work, it's always best if you're present. I know some of you may be driving, you may be working out, which is okay. But I've discovered that the more you can kind of be present, you won't be able to miss some of the blessings that you'll be receiving. I haven't been doing a great deal of webinars like these over the past couple of years, and so it's kind of great to kind of get back into this element. So I want to thank the Wake Up Everybody community for making it happen. And welcome to the 5 a.m. club. The whole notion of getting up early is extremely powerful. There's so much research. So I thank this community for setting the standards when it comes to rising early and being committed to your dreams. I'm also excited to be a part of a litany of other speakers who have gone before me and who will also come after me as well.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning, we're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Andrew, you're up.
Okay, great, outstanding. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this morning. We'll be talking about the seeds of success. There's a law. There's a law of planting. There's a law of reaping, and there's a law of the harvest as well. And ultimately, it's all about what season that you're in. And during this program, I really want you to have a breakthrough. My name, once again, is Andrew Morrison. I'm the president of Small Business Camp. I also run other organizations as well. I've been fortunate to travel, all around the world, inspiring people like yourself. So I've been all around the Caribbean, to Alaska, to Hawaii, to Nigeria, Botswana. And even though I've worked with thousands of people, I've discovered that everybody has a larger vision of themselves. And I really want to support you when it comes to making that larger vision actually come true and allow you to step into this larger vision. But before I go forward, I'd love to know what city are you representing? If you can go ahead and type in the chat room, let us know what city you are at right now. I'm actually in sunny Orlando, Florida right now. And we'll talk more about the importance of changing your environment. I'm from Jamaica, Yemen, and I really don't like the cold. And so I'm very intentional about creating a business that supports my lifestyle. And so let us know what city you're representing. So we have Atlanta, Georgia, DC by way of New York. We've got Queens. Wow, Brandon, you were in Bermuda. Cool. Back into cold Brooklyn, Portland, Texas, Brooklyn, New York, and Detroit, Michigan. Outstanding. And so we got Queens. We have Chicago. I like that, Catherine. You're from heaven, but you reside in Georgia. That's a very, very deep concept. So I'm really glad to be here in a community who understands transformation and who understands the importance of intention, who understands the importance of thought. And so in terms of my own journey, I was born in Jamaica, came up to Brooklyn when I was 5 years old. I had a pretty tough upbringing because I was kind of like a Jamaican. I wasn't fully accepted in the Black American culture because I was bringing curry goat to school for lunch. And when I go to Jamaica, because I really don't have the accent, because it isn't that, strong, they would throw stones at me and say, "Go out from here, Yankee boy, Yankee boy." And so, I was, I must say, I did not fit in as a child. I was bullied a great deal. I loved to read, and I had a chance to go to. I went to Bronx High School of Science, and if you could imagine, I was that kid. And this is why I'm passionate about some of the work I do with teenagers. I was that kid who tutored Asian students in calculus, but I had teachers who thought they were tutoring me. I was that kid that teachers thought I was cheating on exams. And so I kind of grew up with a lot of angst around my identity. And this is why I'm so passionate about helping others have a better vision of what their identity is. Because there's a couple of really powerful questions that you would like to be able to ask yourself. Now, I'd love for you to type in the chat room your answer. I want to know, why are you here? Like, questions are more powerful than answers. And so why are you here? Why are you here? You can go and let me know. And Carmen said, you know that feeling. So why are you here? How can I serve you? What's next for you? I've served as a life coach to celebrities, to business executives, to politicians. I've also been very fortunate I built my own company. I was pretty successful with that. Had a chance to appear on the Oprah Winfrey Show because of my business success. So my question to you is, why are you here? Why are you here? Now let's take a look at some of the questions, responses that we have. Here to be loved, always ready to learn and grow. To be a conduit for power, self-expression. My purpose is to help others. All great content. And I would want to push you even further by saying, liberation politics, that I would like you to give me a project, because I would like you to take the next 7 days, and I would like you to be able to bring your concepts to life in the next 7 days. So think about a 7-day project. What can you do over the next 7 days that can lead into higher levels of success? And so as I walk through my presentation, I really want you to think about a project. I work as a business coach, and the word business is such a big concept to me, but I understand projects, and projects have start dates and projects have end dates. What have you been waiting on that you can get done in the next 7 days? And for many of you, I'll give you a nice project. A nice project could be an expert video that many of you have tremendous wisdom in a certain area. And the only reason why you're not further along when it comes to your concepts.
Yeah, I just saw that I missed your call.
Is because nobody knows about you. All right. And so I'm really good at helping increase your visibility, because once you increase your visibility, you also even need to get, increase your prices as well. And so I want you to realize that you have wisdom, and that wisdom represents value. So a nice 7-day project could just be to record a video where think about a problem that exists and think about, say, 5 steps to solving a problem. And in the chat room, if you want to go ahead, and so I need to take action on fulfilling my project for helping older women. Great. And so you want to help older women. And so the good Dr. Kennebrew, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Let's talk more about that. Let's talk more about what can you create in the next 7 days. It could be an article, it could be a video that will raise your visibility and also help you to connect to a partner that can begin to expand your business as well. Because once you focus on solving somebody's problem, once you focus on having a partner that has the problem, that partner who is larger than you will help to expand your business. And that's probably been one of my hidden secrets to success, is the fact that I have been able to find partners who are bigger than me, and they're able to take me all across the country, even all across the world. So Dr. Kennebrew.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Good morning.
So give me an example. I know you mentioned helping older women. Give me an example of a project.
Originally, I started out with something and it was called Fit for 50. And the 50 was an acronym for, 50, right? So the first was like financial freedom. I was independence from self-limiting beliefs. The other F was fitness overall, physical fitness. The T had to do with teach, tell, and testify, helping women tell their story. And the Y at the time was, or still is, I'm just modifying it, sort of having a young at heart, not meaning running out and putting on a mini skirt or any, but actually becoming a lifelong learner, still staying vibrant, and I modified that a bit to include sort of intergenerational. And so that was the project that I was given about 10 years ago. And I've just been mulling it around in my head, and I haven't really taken action on it. And so I like when you said, do something in the next 7 days, a video or writing an article. For me personally, I have the tools, but I haven't implemented it. Okay. And right, so that's, I'm complete.
Okay, so with your permission, let me walk you through the process, because this is a process that everyone should be considering. So the first thing you want to do is always take your business concept and connect it to a larger running story. And so you have Fit for 50, but what's a larger story that money is actually being thrown after, that's a bigger problem. It's constantly in the news, that when you add this to your Fit for 50, it really helps your brand to be more visible. And also there are contracts that you can take advantage as well. So what's occurring right now in the world that we want to add to Fit for 50?
That's interesting. I probably would mull it over a little bit more, but a couple of things come to mind. One is, people are living longer, right? And so you have sort of people in the workplace, people out in the marketplace who have a lot to contribute because of their wisdom and what have you, but they are not being utilized. So I think that older people, women particularly, are an untapped resource. So how can that resource contribute to the overall economy? When you read that, X number of million of women have left the workforce, that leaves a gap. And so I think that could be tapped into.
And what's the big issue right now that's occurring around the world? It starts with a C.
COVID.
Exactly. Okay. And the reason why I said COVID, and I'm glad we're going down this pathway. There are billions of dollars available right now, and I'm concerned that we're missing it. And the reason why we're missing it, I'll take responsibilities that folks like me need to be, because I'm so busy, kind of doing the work. But I want to support everyone in applying for a grant that NIH, the National Institutes of Health, they have billions of dollars that they want to put into play when it comes to COVID-19 research. There's some steps that you want to do. You want to, connect with a principal investigator, somebody who's already been funded by NIH. But the larger concept for everyone is that your idea is good. You have a great calling. You have anointing. You have a problem that you want to solve, but you have to connect it to a larger partner. And the big partner I'm going to encourage everyone right now is the federal government. It's an unprecedented level of spending right now that's available, even when it comes to K through 12. And so I have another organization called Mentoring in Medicine. And the level of after school funding, the level of summer camp funding is incredible. And so Dr. Kennebrew, and I want everyone to almost take a look at your business, take a look at your calling, take a look at your gift, and be willing to take it into different rooms. All right. And so you have one room where it's Fit for 50, but I'm trying to bring you into the COVID room. I'm trying to bring you into the government funded room. Another room, I want you to bring it into the educational room. I want you to bring it into the after school program. And so you and everyone should be able to, if I put you into a different room, if I say, now, Dr. Kennebrew, take your Fit 50 concept, take your focus on seniors, and now give me an educational play. Give me something that we can do in the K through 12 system that a school district would pay you money. So, Dr. Kennebrew, any ideas come to you very quickly about what problem could you solve that's in the K through 12 system that seniors are already experiencing that you could be well qualified and a team to deliver some content?
All right. So two things. It would be it's not hard for me to narrow it down, but I was a K through 12 educator for a long time. I also, well, you talked about, so I have all of these things from STEM, I ran a science ed program, all this stuff. So when you say that, my head is kind of, as a matter of fact, I have to go teach a class at 8 o'clock because I'm a teacher. But the point is that I could bring it into those spaces, just thinking we have students now who have been out of school because of COVID. There's a gap. So there are women who aren't working, right? Because we are either retired or semi-retired or just not working at all. How can you tap into those women to support the educational system where students are, where there's a gap, right? And
Right,
so
right.
when I think about that, I think about, just that gap there. Also, I was supporting someone who in the UK, she went to talk to Parliament because when you talk about work, it was menopause in the workplace, right? How do we support, how do we counsel, how do we deal with women who are going through menopause in the workplace? So I think that the creativity, I appreciate, you asked me to narrow it down, is I would have to think about it a little bit more, but I certainly see where there are ways that I could do that.
So I'll give it to you. It's parent training.
Parent training.
Yes,
Okay.
parent training is critical. And I must say most school districts haven't figured it out. And if you did parent training for parents/caregivers who are over the age of 50, who are over the age of 60, I would say in all the schools I go into, literally half of the adults who are picking up the kids are actually grandparents. Okay.
Right.
So you have an opportunity, because the way we communicate to grandparents is radically different from the way you communicate to parents. And
Right.
so if you simply wrote an article, 5 ways to empower grandparents in supporting their grandchildren in this age of COVID, that's very powerful. Because now, so I've worked with AARP, and so they look for trainers who can speak to that population in a way that the population gets it. And so I used to do computer training, and all of my seniors loved me because I took my time with them. I gave them a chance to practice certain things over and over again. And so that's the magic that I bring. And I'm going to encourage everyone, toward the end of the presentation, I'm going to be having a small business camp weekend, where I actually want to spend the weekend with everyone, helping you think through these business concepts and basically helping to raise your visibility by writing an article, a video, or a book. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, so let's get into some more questions here. And I want everyone to, and let me go back to Dr. Kennebrew, because I think I may have not stressed this enough. That everyone should pick a problem. Maybe this is a good exercise. In the chat room, type a problem that someone else is having that you could potentially solve. Everything starts with a problem. Like, no one cares about your business. No one cares about your solution. It's about the problem. Right now, there are not enough preventive, screenings. So you talking to seniors and getting them to come back into the hospital to do preventive screenings, that's a major problem. All right. So everybody right now, give me a problem that you are uniquely qualified to solve. And let me kind of begin to help you think through the steps. So once you pick your problem, then I'd like you to list 5 ways to solve the problem. And for the purpose of this exercise, just give me, 1 way. But if Dr. Okay, so I love this, institutional racism. And so you would come up with, 5 steps to solving institutional racism, and you would list your first step. Right, so people don't know what their gifts are, right? So discovering your gifts, 5 ways, like you can never go wrong with creating a list. And maybe this is what I'm kind of pushing everyone to do, is to, I would say, produce a video. Everybody, like, if you're here, and this is why I'm glad Shawnee and the Wake Up team, they get me. I tend to be very direct, and I really don't, I'm telling myself to calm down right now, but I really get upset. I get angry when the people who have gifts offer you the blueprint. This isn't about money. I'm telling you, write the article, I'll take a look at it, and I'll never hear from the person again. And I see them 2-3 years later, and they're still fitting to get started. They're still fitting to write the article.
And so please, when you're around me, I'm all about action. And all of us need somebody who respects you, somebody who loves you, who will hold you accountable to your greatness. Because I already said there's greatness in this space, but oftentimes you don't have enough support. And this is why I'm really happy to be here. So what you're doing, our brains are scattered, preventing us from getting stuff done. Okay, so five steps to developing focused attention. You know, I've discovered the greatest button on my cell phone is airplane mode. I discovered the greatest thing on my cell phone is to turn the ringer off. And so in this new economy, you have some new strategies that can really help people stop being scattered. Every single corporation is trying to redefine work. And those of you who are in corporate America, you may have a new approach to doing daily check-ins and keeping teams motivated. So developing positive intergenerational work culture. So Lori, when it comes to developing positive intergenerational work culture, can you give me a project that relates to that? And I'm going to say a nice project is to write a book, is to get young people interviewing their elders and producing books as well. And so I think there's some great ideas here. And now it's about, if you can just commit, all right, if you can just make that commitment to either write an article or produce a video, okay? They say on YouTube, every minute, like 36 hours of video or like 48 hours of video is being uploaded on YouTube. You know, right now, all right, you need to recognize what economic age we're in. Because if you don't know the economic age, then you wonder why you're stuck and you're not able to grow. And so during the agricultural age, you needed land. It was farming. During the industrial age, it was equipment. It was steam. During the computer age, it was technology. What age are we in right now? I want to submit to you that we're in the age of search. We're in the age of social media, and you want to maximize that. And don't feel as if I'm too old. This is something for young kids, but you can probably find a teenager who can help you. But that video, there's a reason why I said the video, because you can chop it up now. You have 5 steps to solving this problem, and you can put that video on TikTok. You can put that video on Instagram, and it can begin to go viral. And so you want to begin to find ways to understand this age. It's an age of search. And Dr. Kinnebrew, there are people who are looking to hire you, but they can't find you because when they type in wellness program for seniors, you're not actually showing up. And so it's really, really important that you and folks are already willing to buy the book. Staying vibrant and healthy after menopause. Exactly. See, this is a great Wendy. I love that, Wendy. And let's assume, Wendy, that you're not a medical expert. So what's the answer, Wendy? The answer, Wendy, is to find other experts. So for some of you, you can knock your book out in a month without even writing a word, because you get other writers to be a part of the book. And also keep in mind, I work with a number of medical and scientific professionals who need to get promoted, and especially in the academic level, to full professor, and they need to publish more. So let me slow down. Sometimes I feel like a big idea, and I may be rushing it too fast. I want people to hear what I'm saying. There are doctors, there are PhD candidates that work in corporate medical environments that have to publish. I want everyone to understand that, because you have, I won't say you, but people have excuses as to why I can't write this book. But there are people out there who need to get published. So you're solving someone else's problem. You're solving a PhD, a MD's problem by saying, listen, can you write an article about the metabolic pathways of menopause. So imagine, Wendy, if you simply went to different healthcare professionals and scientists, and they may even have a past article that you could actually have them modify. So if you see, I want people to recognize the process I'm going through, where I believe you can do less with more. You can do more with less effort. I live a life where I can generate wealth in less time, and it's about using leverage. And there's somebody out there who understood what I just said about working with PhDs. And there's somebody out there who will connect with, I think CUNY has a Black PhD network. And there's somebody out there who will go to the NIH website, and I'll make sure to send you that link as well, about the COVID-19 research that's available. So yeah, it's really all about you taking action and really about you seeing what the vision is. So Jacqueline, I have former students who helped me write the book. That's great.
Yeah, I was going to do the same. Like, I want to hear from Brandon. I don't know if you were going in the same direction too.
Well, yeah, I was going to let Andrew know that I can read it. I can support him with the chat because there's a lot happening. And I also recognize that he mentioned Lori before, and Lori came on to video. She's ready to be coached. So I'd like to.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Lori. Where are you, Lori?
Good morning.
Good morning. Wow, I love that smile. Gee, that good morning smile. Okay, Lori. So now, talk to me, Lori. What's your idea?
So I am aware that I have a lot of experiences that I got from being a part of various organizations, and being Gen X. I'm kind of right in the middle of the millennials and the greatest generation, right? And I speak both their languages. So I become the translator. I become the person that brings them together and allows people to have a different kind of dialogue, to where they actually can see the value, the talents, the skills of the other group. Because what most people focus on is the misunderstandings, the disconnects. And so you have this whole, okay, boomer, those millennials conversation, but that's not really real. And so when you realize that you have more generations in the workforce right now than ever before in history, we've got to be able to work together. And we need to, and nobody's company has time for people to be sitting there talking about each other and not working together. So how do we create the culture? And that's what I'm working on.
Yeah, you're talking money to me. I mean, because I used to work for American Express, and yeah, so I understand Fortune 500 cultures, and I understand their need for new training systems. All right, so this is what I'd like you to do, Lori, because everybody's partner is closer than you can ever imagine. Just that you have to kind of own it. And so, Lori, I want you to think about an organization that you can access. It could be a corporation. It could be a union. So is there a company out there that you could potentially do a free seminar or a free assessment for? Is there somebody out there?
Of course.
All right. Can you tell me the name, or can you tell me the industry? Can you just give me some details?
My first thought, you said union, and I said, that is a great place. My first thought was, we have all of these organizations that are aging, and unfortunately, some of them are dying out for a lack of intergenerational communication.
Right. So give me an organization, or just pick anyone. It doesn't have to be the actual one, but just give me something.
I can easily think of three, but I'm going to start with one that I belong to, the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Clubs, Incorporated.
Nice. So I've done some work with them. Okay. So now I want everyone to watch this process, because I tell people, like your first deal is never your ideal deal. That the work we will do with this organization, you can get paid $100,000 for the same work, but you're doing it in a larger, environment, and the client has more money. So what you want to do is to first do research and be able to cite existing research that points to intergenerational, I'll say conflict or misunderstandings. You can kind of word that properly. And basically Gallup, they're probably Gallup and a couple of other organizations, also the University of Michigan. So basically, you also, and I'll talk more about this during my small business camp weekend, that I need everyone to build a team. And so there's somebody on your team that I would love to have, someone who has a background in statistical analysis, a background in research. So if we said to them, I'm looking for a 30-year longitudinal study on the attitudes of young people in the workplace or affiliated organizations, someone should be able to give you some hard data that's longitudinal, okay? And so first you do what they call a literature review, and we need somebody who can kind of really get deep. Once you get the literature review, then you add your own mix to it. Then you say, okay, this is what the literature says. I'm going to do my own survey instrument, all right? And then from that survey instrument, then you develop your own process, your own system, your own 5 steps. And so if you can begin to solve that problem within that organization, and other organizations will also pay you money to solve a similar problem. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
All right. So I look forward to seeing your article. So I look forward to your article is 5 ways to manage the Generation X. 5 ways to engage them, because they are different, and you need to there's a study that says this is fascinating. I talk about longitudinal studies where over the past 50 years, they've been asking the same question to young people who are on the job for less than 5 years. And the question is, what percentage of how many of you feel as if you can do your boss's job? All right. So going back in the 70s and even the 80s, only 10% of the 20-somethings would say, yeah, I could do the job better than my boss. Now it's 90%. So it's like those type of statistics you need to be familiar with. You need to own it and understand that that's the basis for all of this conflict and tension. They have more knowledge, but they lack the wisdom. And so how do you begin to bridge those gaps? I'm telling you, because I consult different organizations, you are touching upon something that is sorely needed. You can do, seminars, you can do weekend workshops, you can do a book. I mean, yeah. And so remember me, Lori, when you become famous, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, great. So,
Donnie mentioned Brandon. I'm going to read Brandon's comment, and Brandon can come on to video if possible. So I'm a member of a clergy, and I consider myself a human potential engineer. I help people to heal physically, mentally, and emotionally, and with result-driven methods to unlock their potential. How can you put information out that may be restricted due to bureaucratic red tape of licensing or certifying organizations?
Hey, Brandon, I'm a member of the clergy as well. I'm a deacon.
All right.
So I get it. No, and I have to tell you that you being able to speak the language of a religious organization gives you tremendous opportunity. So if you were to simply take, because you're a human potential engineer, take this stuff that you have gathered from the world and add some scripture to it. Make it real. Make the members of your religious group understand it, because a lot of the world's wisdom is actually based upon ancient scripture. But what you want to do too is you want to pick a project. So because you said human potential engineer, I'm assuming you know about Six Sigma. I'm assuming you know about TQM, total equality management. And so what if someone did a book about, article Six Sigma for religious folks, TQM for the Holy Spirit, where you take best practices and you add a different dimension to it. I'm sure you're familiar with Myers-Briggs, Brandon.
Yeah.
Personally, right. So there's also a religious version of Myers-Briggs that I've seen people do it within those circles. And so basically, you get past this bureaucracy when, and I'm being a broken record, but when you begin to solve a problem, many churches need support when it comes to organizational leadership. Many churches need support in forgiving each other, right? Just the members learning how to forgive each other. So it's ultimately 5 steps for church folks seeking forgiveness, all right? And you bringing that into a church. And I really want to stress that to everyone, that everything you do has to be evidence-based. So this can't be your opinion. Like no one cares about your opinion. All they care about is the evidence, all right? And so if Brandon does a pre and post study, so Brandon said, listen, man, drop me in any church. I'm gonna do a survey that will gauge the level of happiness, the level of trust amongst the members. And then I'm gonna put this church or some members through my system, whatever my system is, and I'm gonna survey them again. And so if you can show increase in happiness, increase in belonging, increase in self-efficacy, increase in engagement, it's a wrap. All right. Does that make sense, Brandon?
Yeah, what I was really talking about, because I do a number of different systems, energy medicine with pranic healing, neurolinguistic programming. And so with those particular, where my main licenses or certifications come through, to be able to put information out is usually a process of kind of like rewording the information so that way it doesn't sound like it's that particular system. But as you were talking, I was like, Brandon, you've done this already. I wrote a numerology book based up out of scripture. And so where I look at the connection of numbers and numerology. And so being able to push that out and like you said, creating the video. So as you were talking, the wheel was like, you've already done it.
Nice. Sherilyn, you have your hand up.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
So this is fascinating. I wanted to get some feedback from you. I have a friend who has been trying for, I don't know how many years, to put education into, or to set up a system to help educate veterans, especially, yes. And she's working on a workbook. I think she's getting ready to publish a workbook. And so I'm listening to you, and she's having some issues. It seems like she's having some issues about going to the next level. So do you have any thoughts where she can, I know she's already spoken to some organizations that do assist veterans, but I don't think she's been able to get her foot in the door. So
Right. And I've worked with veterans as well, and she needs to get gangster. I mean, a lot of us are a bit too timid. A lot of us take what we do and we use nice words. I mean, she needs to come in there and say, this is about suicide prevention. I mean, she needs to be gangster and talk about what she does in a way that shocks people. Because sometimes, your message isn't being heard because, I'm educating veterans. I don't know. I make sure veterans don't beat their wives up. That's what I do. And you need to make it as plain as can be. So also, if I was talking to her, and I'm talking to everybody as well. So here's, I've been at this for like 30 years now, helping so many entrepreneurs. So this is the most painful lesson. I keep relearning the lesson again, is that I have to first listen to see if you have capacity to go to the next level. And to be quite frank, this is why, like, there's some people who know me, like, I've been kind of, I wouldn't say in hiding, but I pulled away from coaching. I got tired of people giving me their money and not doing anything. It's like, I will give you back your money, like this to me. And so there are people who used to brag about, oh yeah, I'm working with Andrew Morrison, I'm working. And I used to tell them, don't mention my name and the word business coach in the same sentence, because you're embarrassing me. Okay. And so the first thing that needs to happen is, the number one reason why people don't reach their goals is because they don't see themselves reaching their goals. And people want to act like they're doing something. Oh yeah, I'm doing something, and you're not doing anything. Okay. So the first thing is like, are you ready? Like, I can't get you ready. But if you're ready, things are going to happen. If you're ready, you're going to write the article. If you're ready, you're going to form an advisory board. Like, everybody, you can't tell me you're trying to do some veterans work and you don't know any 1-star, 2-star general. You don't know nobody. So some of you haven't been networking properly. You haven't raised your visibility properly. But every deal I do, before I get to the table, people know about me already. And they know about me because I've been putting in the work. So if she's serious, she'll put the work in every Wednesday night. It's the Veterans Healing Hotline. Every Wednesday night, veterans come on board and we talk about your issues, and you have different speakers, and then you compile it, and then people begin to know about you. So there's so much money available to support veterans that anytime somebody is stuck, like if I'm sending you into a room where there's money, and you can't get your money, okay, you know what? What's really going on? And what's really going on is you're not willing to love again. Like, all of us have had so much trauma that we don't even realize that we really don't trust people, that we're really scared to love again. And you cannot build your business. Love is the secret weapon. Love is the most powerful application, okay? And you need to be open to love again, open to lose again, open to have loss again, open to be hurt. Because without that, I can give you all the strategies and techniques, but you'll sabotage yourself because you still are not in a place of gratitude. You're not properly in a place of service, and you also need to be in a place of vulnerability. So many people say, "Oh, Andrew, I don't want to tell anyone about my idea. Someone would steal my idea." No, forget about someone stealing your idea. The idea isn't for you. The idea is to serve others. And so she needs to get an advisory board, because I tell people, I'm not the smartest person in the room, but the folks on your advisory board are going to be the smartest individuals in the room. And then she needs to write that article. She needs to do it. She needs to do a video. She needs to start producing content. And once again, she can interview other people. She doesn't have to always come up with the content. She needs to write a white paper. She needs to, especially this whole piece around veterans and how do you support them in finding meaning. It's powerful. How do you prevent domestic violence? Listen to me. This is a known fact that whatever team loses 2 cities, New York and Houston and Dallas, Houston and Los Angeles, they're competing in national sports. Whatever city loses, domestic violence increases by 1,000%. So we know it, all right? And I got to say, men, we're not stepping up. That's a whole nother story. Men, we know who's heavy-handed, and we're not stepping up, because that's on a real level. That's what actually has solved domestic violence issues. A man has to knock at your door. That's what we've done. Some of my buddies, we knock at the door and we take you for a walk. All right. Now you're coming out the house. You're not doing this. And so imagine you starting an organization where other veterans are going to the houses of other veterans at 2:00 in the morning and knocking on the door. And you got 4 or 5 big strapping dudes saying, "Yo, come out here, man. We going for a walk." Now, I'm literally taking guys for walks for 2 hours, because what you're doing in the home is not. So that's an example of, this isn't no seminar. This isn't no book. So we need solutions, and the solutions are out there. and you can begin to create organizations, and you can use the same way how we have Uber, you got Uber Eats. Why can't we have a domestic violence hotline where the men need to show up? This isn't hard, and you don't want to call the police. Fellas, I won't talk more, but just trust and believe that I belong to certain organizations where the men, we simply step up and we visit other men in their homes and say, yo, and it stops.
Thank you very
All right.
much. You're absolutely right.
All right.
Mama Mal, Sherilyn, so
Yes.
I'm redirecting you. I like that you were bringing in the support from your friend. I want to hear what your vision is so you can get coaching.
Wow, Kenyofu, my vision is to be supportive in spiritual practices that usher in not just spiritual practices, but also through spiritual teaching, understanding universal law, understanding that we are in 100% control of our lives, that everything out in front of us is what we put there. And in order to correct it out there, we have to correct it in here. That is what I want to get on the world platform. I'm not the only one doing that, but I like to do my share. Yeah, so, and I'm doing this on this platform, and I do a little bit in my church, but yeah.
And then ultimately, we need to take what you just said and narrow it down to a particular problem. Okay, so I'm passionate about a number of topics that I don't talk much about, but I just do stuff on the side. I'm really passionate about relationships between mothers and daughters. I'm really passionate about that. And sometimes I'm too passionate. People say to me, you're not a woman, you don't know. I'm passionate, and please, I got to be so careful about this. I'm passionate about women's menstrual cycle. I'm passionate about that topic. I have a daughter, and I've seen my wife and my mother welcome her into this period of womanhood by asking her, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? What's wrong with you? I have to literally grab my daughter, pull her aside, take her for a walk, and say, Morgan, there's nothing wrong. Now, as a man, who am I to be saying? So I get it, all right. But these are serious issues. So take what you just said, universal law, and focus it in. I practice martial arts, and in martial arts, it takes 25 pounds of pressure to knock anybody out. You have to take all of your energy and just focus, all right? And so hopefully that'll be something that everyone will take from this, is that I want to see a focused project around an issue that people are having challenges with, that you step in and you become the solution. And Shawnee, thank you for mentioning how there's a men's group, a call to men. So there's the answer's already there. So Tony Porter has a group called A Call to Men. He may not have this app. So someone needs to have an app where a woman can press a button and we show up. Within 15, we show up. And it's possible if we begin to connect the dots. All right, so time check. I know I'll be going till 8:30, but I know some of you need to decrease. We have a special offer. So what I want to do is, and I'm glad to see Robin. Robin's on Facebook. Robin, I've known you for a long time, and some people know me for a long time. I always say to them, tell the positive stories about me, because sometimes, like, I'm so passionate about your success that I've been known to act up at certain events, because you're arguing, like, never argue for your limitations. Like I can sense God's anointing on someone, and they tell me, but I can't do it. And I've been known to just, make it a memorable experience. And so I want everyone to hang out with me the weekend of April 1st to April 3rd. I'm going to be doing a small business camp weekend. So April 1st to April 3rd, we will share the link. You can just reserve your space right now. And yeah, because I actually want to spend a weekend with all of you, with everybody getting clarity around a project, getting clarity around creating an information project, and clarity around increasing your visibility. So thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. So those of you who need to leave at 8. Teresa. Teresa, yes. Unmute yourself again, Teresa.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Great.
Thank you, Z, for calling me. What I would like to talk about the effects of how dealing with being abused and molested, and how it affects you, and how it hinders you as a person, and how it what it does to you as a person, and how you still have to just have the ability to fight in spite of all the bullshit that you have dealt with, and still be able to still being judged by your abusers, and yet you have, well, I can say I have progress. I'm doing something right now that's changing my life, and I'm getting help. And I was able to say to a person who abused me, and they were saying that I don't let them talk. I said, how can I let you talk when you're the person who abused me? So why would I trust you if you didn't understand the impact of the bullshit that you did to me? And so they was like, they never looked at it at that point. They was like, you don't let me speak. I said, well, I'll let you speak. So just living with that person, they would say that to him.
This is another topic that's near and dear to my heart. So with my other organization, Mentoring in Medicine, I travel all around the world doing programs from pre-K to college. And so I have a science engineering background. So I've been working, like right now I'm in Orlando, I've been working with students. So I've seen students go from middle school all the way to medical school. I've been, doing the work for so long. And I would pop in to a city, I would meet a young girl in middle school. She's all excited, about learning. I'll come back in high school, different person. And every single time she was, she experienced trauma. Okay. So, and the school system isn't dealing with that trauma properly. And we have the answer, creating these kind of communities. And so I would love for you, because trauma is trauma. I had trauma being, kids used to always beat me up. I was a smaller kid, I don't know why, but I was this kid who was very sensitive, and they used to like to jump me. And so all of us have trauma, but if you can take your pain now and also work with other experts and go into these schools and begin to create these healing communities, all right, between especially the female teachers and the females in the school, and create these conversations that they can have, then the trauma will come up, and it'll be healed. And once again, you want to take what we just said and put it into the room where there's money. And the room right now where there's money is what they call social and emotional learning. All right. So literally by law, schools have to provide, SEL instruction. And so you want to take your pain, and you want to work with other experts, and you want to, create a lesson plan, or once again, just create your own video and work with other professionals to kind of help you, word it properly. But 5 steps to healing from your abuser, or recovering from your past. So thank you, Teresa, for sharing that. But yeah, that's because I have a daughter, I think I'm very sensitive to the psychological the development of young girls, and I've just seen how I mean, like watch this. This is gonna sound crazy. Like a couple of years ago, I fully realized the hell that women catch. I mean, I never really. It's like I was just thinking. It's like we have a whole world system that tries to make you into an object. Like this is like crazy. And everyone needs to be a part of the solution, because the way the woman goes is the way the civilization goes. And so, yeah, we need to be about this business. We need to take what's happening here, you reframe it, you repackage it, and bring it into different spaces, because it's needed, and what you do works.
I want to bring it to the church because I feel like the church doesn't deal with it. When I was trying to talk to people in church, they would just say, just pray about it. And I feel that it was more than just pray. And so I
Of
was
course. I mean, I've been known to rip my other deacons who tell people, oh, just read the Bible, spin around a couple of times and pray, everything will be all right. I said, what are you talking about? Read the Bible and pray. This person's in pain. And I would say many religious leaders have never taken a course in counseling. Like many people, like that's a whole other topic. But yeah, so those of you, all of us need support. And here's something else. Be careful of being overwhelmed. That's something I have to work on myself. And this is why, to some degree, I become a hermit, where I go on, 5-day, silent retreats. I like to just simply go away and meditate, because this world can drive you crazy, because the issues are so deep. But you're sent to solve one problem. And if you focus on one problem you're sent to solve, then more problems will be solved. And then that gives your life far more meaning. So please do not be overwhelmed. Simply cultivate your garden. All right. Now, you're welcome. I also want to share, I don't know if we can share my slide where I have the seeds of success, where I wanted to map out some of the key areas that I want people to think about.
Okay, come in.
So Ladies Rites of Passage Club in middle school. Wow, somebody ran. Wait a minute. See, there's so much power here. So Jacqueline, you ran a Ladies Rites of Passage Club in middle school. So where's Jacqueline? So Jacqueline, you no longer doing that Rites of Passage Club?
I'm a retired teacher, so I don't have access right now. And with the coronavirus and everything that's going on, I'm getting ready to start it up again with high school seniors and first and second year college students on Zoom until we can actually physically meet. So my girls are just starting to respond, and I'm very happy with that.
So
wait a minute, I'm not putting that video on. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
If I can, if I can encourage you, and I want to encourage everyone to really understand the business that they're in, and to be open to changing your business model. And so, Jacqueline, I want you to go from running these clubs to training other people to run these clubs. And you are now a publisher. You're in the publishing business, and you have a book, and you have a workbook, and you sell 1,000 of them at a time to a school district. You're not selling one at a time to a principal. Here's 1,000 workbooks, and there's a student workbook. There's a teacher workbook.
I've already started to, yes, I started developing that, oh my God, 15 years ago. And I used it in my club, but it's in the back of my closet. And thanks for reminding me. I'm going to go pull it out, and I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to get that done. I forgot all about it.
I can't tell you how many. I have this theory called underperforming assets. All of us have assets that we already have, and we're searching for something when it's already within us. And all of us have relationships. All of us have resources. All of us have past results that we're not utilizing. So no, anybody who's done something for 3 or 4 years, you're the expert. And you're now a book publisher. And you're not selling books, you're selling cases. That's how we got to think.
I hear you, and I receive it.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. So let's see. Screen sharing. Okay. Alrighty. This is a behavioral model, and it speaks to the seeds of success. And if you realize, I've been giving everyone a larger vision of themselves. That's actually what I've been doing. There's a new vision. A new vision wants to emerge. And I also got to tell you, I have a challenge where sometimes I can see what God wants for you better than you can. I know that sounds crazy. And I have to shut up sometimes. I have to shut up. That's my gift. I can literally see Jacqueline doing this book, and then Jacqueline tell me, well, I can't because I don't have it. Let Jacqueline tell me she can't do this. I tend to act up. So today was about a new vision, but there's an identity. Jacqueline needs to understand that her identity is that of a publisher, of training a trainer, okay? But now in order for this to happen, she needs to check her emotions, okay? What emotional state are you in? I have not been in the best emotional state over the past 3 days because I had some 48-hour virus. I've been sick as a dog, and I don't like, I get sick every 10 years. I don't like being sick, okay? So my emotional state was messed up, okay? But I knew to work on my emotions because that like, you don't need to know that I was thrown up last night. Like, you didn't come here to hear my sob story. I had to show up, okay? And so you need to check your emotions. Check the emotion before they wreck you. Next is your environment. I don't like the cold, okay? So it's a good thing I was sick in sunny Florida, okay? After I'm done here, I'm gonna go for a walk, by a lake. So be open to changing your environment, okay, please. Some of you, like your home is not conducive to your growth. I'll leave it that way. For some of you, you need to go someplace else. You cannot work in your house. Go to McDonald's. I don't know, but you need to think about changing your environment or redecorate your room. I want you, we'll talk about this in the future. I want you to do a vision board. Put your goals up there. Have something to remind you of who you're set to become. And next is your belief. Like, do you really believe all things are possible to the person that believes? Like some of you don't really believe that you can create this course. Some of you but if you believe it, then your behavior matches your belief. So there's somebody who over the next you have 7 days to produce an information product for me. Someone believes that. And so because they believe it, today, they will start writing. Today, they will start emailing somebody. Today is the appointed day. Today is the day. We shall not all sleep. We shall be changed in an instant. You can be changed. Like, why you? Okay, so watch this. I want you to attend my program April 1st to April 3rd. I really do want you to attend it. I want you to hang out with me. Okay, the program normally costs $1,500. I'm offering a woo discount of only $500, and there's a link that we'll put in the chat room just for you to reserve your spot. You don't have to give me any money. I simply want you to, I want to get to know you before I even let you into the space. But you don't have to wait until April to change. Okay, you can change right now. So I'm that person where I'm not holding something back from you. I'm not saying, oh, I need to get Jacqueline's money, so let me hold something back until she pay me. No, I don't have to ever see Jacqueline again, and Jacqueline's going to soar. And so if you want a space where we'll be able to support each other, hold each other accountable, okay, is definitely going to work out well. So Jacqueline, she has a new direction. Will be asked when I defend my dissertation. Is what we'll do with this work. How will you disseminate the data? What is your larger purpose? Okay, great. Now, I work with a bunch of PhD students. And so when it comes to defending, that's a whole separate topic, defending your dissertation. I hope your advisor, I know people have been stuck in PhD hell because their relationship with their advisor wasn't a strong one. And so, yeah, so just make sure it's tight and what we're talking about, Jacqueline, fits within what your advisor's desire for you is. Does that make sense?
Yes, my advisor is somebody that I am working with that has his PhD, and thankfully he is able to guide me because my committee chairperson is not doing his job. And so I had to reach out to other PhDs and other people to get help. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I had a new direction and you're helping me. And I think I will be joining your group and I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay. If we can, let me just say with this committee chairperson, oh gosh, here's another passionate topic because I've just seen so many people get jammed up in their academic journey, all because someone doesn't like you. Like, I really don't like you. I don't like your mama. I don't like you. And you never know that they really don't like you. And they're sabotaging everything you do. And you think this is just, no, yeah. So, and we can talk about this separately, but everybody who's a part of an organization where you need to get levels of sign off, I would like you to expand your level of discernment and begin to do the most powerful thing. The most powerful thing you can do in life is to turn an enemy into a friend. All right, let me say it again. That is the most divine thing you could ever do in life, is to turn an enemy into your friend. And so, Jacqueline, I already sense, based upon what you said, the energy that you may be getting from your chair. But I really want you to be open to the possibility of that person becoming a friend. It may be he or she may be from a different cultural background. There may have been some past drama. That's also a very powerful exercise that I need everybody. Maybe you can do this in the chat room. And maybe you can reverse the initials. There's a relationship that needs to be healed. And here's another 7-day exercise. I want you to type in the chat room, and you could reverse the initials. I want to know who you need to be free from, who you need to change your energy toward. And as you imagine them treating you differently, they will shift accordingly. And so, who do you need to release? And forgiveness isn't about forgetting. People understand turning the other cheek. It wasn't to turn the cheek because there's a whole concept with Jewish law about being hit on the left side of the cheek versus the right side of the cheek. You weren't turning the cheek to get slapped again. You're turning the cheek because the person actually couldn't hit you on that side. So the whole point is that there's somebody that as I help you release the gifts inside of you, because it's something you have to give birth to, I need to help you forgive somebody. And I need to help you imagine a more productive relationship with someone. So put their initials in the chat room, mix it up if you want. But for the next 7 days, give yourself 10 minutes a day. Just imagining this person treating you differently. Just imagining them, calling you up and saying, hey, you know what? I thought, so-and-so, hey, you know what? Imagine an enemy becoming a friend. And I know that sounds crazy because I know I'm told as a Christian to love my enemies, but why do we need enemies in the first place? We don't really, like watch this. It was Albert Einstein who said that the main question is the universe a friendly place? That's the main question.
Stop.
So, as you leave this sacred place, are you going into a friendly place? Or are you going into a place of turmoil and strife? And I'm saying to you that there are allies out there. I'm saying to you that the universe is friendly. I'm saying to you that the fight is fixed. I'm saying to you that what you're chasing, like whatever you want to do, like your idea, I want to help seniors, I want to help battered, whatever you want to do, God wants it more. So you think you're doing something, you think you're trying. No, God wants it more. And so once you get in flow, stop. Here's something else. Stop forcing. Like watch this. If you feel as if you got to force, like I can't tell you how many people think I'm an idiot. Buddies will call me up. I got buddies who are PhD. I help them with I lay out their whole dissertation. They're like, Drew, so-and-so thinks you're an idiot. And we laugh hysterically because I don't force my way into any room. Simply flow. I don't beg. You know, you don't have to beg and can you get no. And as you begin to shine, you don't gotta cut nobody. I gotta cut people. You don't cut nobody off. You simply want to shine as you shine. Even the workers of iniquity can't come near you because you're operating at a higher vibration. And it really starts with you forgiving someone, releasing someone. You know, I'm here in Florida. I'm reconnecting with a stepfather who I haven't seen in like 20 years. So what I'm saying to you, like this isn't like some theory, like this isn't no teacher and student. This isn't a lecture. This is my life. I'm living my life. And I'm telling you what I'm working on. And I'm telling you how I got over. And I'm telling you how I make money. And hopefully, you'll pick it up as well. But watch this. I'm not attached to you getting it. All right? Because watch this. And I want you to be this gangster. I'm here for one person. Here, this is why evaluations, applause, like I don't care about applause or evaluation. I don't care. Because the way how God sends me to one person. I don't need everybody. This is why I also work with celebrities. And people who really, they say, Andrew, you're hiding, you could be helping more. I don't need the applause. Be careful of the addiction to the applause of others. I don't need applause. Put the work in. All right. So if you're focused on your goals, but you're detached from it, then you can begin to go through life easily. You can begin to, and you're not so easily offended. So yeah. Adam, talk to me.
Yeah. Hey.
Adam, you're muted again. Okay.
My bad. Yeah. I'm just happy that we're having this wonderful conversation on what it is to, succeed, because I believe one of the ways to succeed is, like you said, it's about being aggressive and to, create for yourself and creating the kind of culture that you want for yourself instead of going along with what society has to offer. And I believe the majority of the people, their problem that they don't succeed is they want to go along with what everyone is doing, but at the same time they're afraid of what most people would think. It's almost
so Adam, and I probably should have issued a disclaimer. I do something where I interrupt people, and I'm only interrupting them because I want everyone to realize that nobody is listening to you. It's a very powerful concept. That once you realize that, and no one's listening, not because we're being poor listeners, it's just that our brain can process literally 10 times faster than your words. So you can speak 60 words a minute, but our brain can literally process 600 words a minute. So while you're talking, people's brains are just running. And so when you began to talk, I felt as if there was something you wanted to create, and I was going to help you create it. But as soon as, and this is me, and this is why you kind of want to understand how different people think. But as soon as you start talking about other people, how other people, like I want to know about you. Like to some degree, like I don't care about other people. I care about you and what's next for you. And it's very powerful. If all of us can become, have selfishness, positive selfishness, where, so Adam, if you don't mind, how can I serve you? What's next for you?
What's next for me is I'm trying to develop I'm creating my syrup as of right now, my own flavored syrup.
Oh, a flavored syrup?
Yeah.
Oh, now we're talking some money. So Adam, okay, let me calm down now. Now we're talking money, Adam, because before we're talking about other people and no, like everyone, you have to discipline your mind. And so everyone should be like, I'm that dude that can get you to $1 million. But I can't get you to $1 million unless you're ready to get to $1 million and our conversations are focused. So as soon as you said flavored syrup, I'm thinking about the work I did with Walmart. I'm thinking about the work I did with Whole Foods. I'm thinking about the work I'm doing in the Virgin Islands. I'm thinking about the fact that in a lot of these Caribbean islands, a lot of food is going to waste, and how you can have a processing plant. So all you do is mention flavored syrup, and my mind just took off. Okay, and so everyone needs to speak in such a way, allow the other person to connect the dots, but at the same time you want to keep them focused. And so, do you have a packaging yet? Do you have a bottle? Do you have a logo?
I don't have a logo or the packaging.
Right.
But I do have the bottle, the dispenser.
Okay. So now watch this. What I want you to do is I want you to go into what store would you like to sell your flavored syrup in? What store?
I would like to sell it at Walmart. I would like to sell it at Harris Teeter, where I'm at in North Carolina.
Nice,
Food Lion.
nice. I like. Okay, so is there a Whole Foods there?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Adam, we could have missed this blessing if I didn't interrupt you, because I sensed that there was something else, and I'm learning how to be more polite. But this is what I'd like you to do. I would like you to go into Whole Foods and take a picture. I'm sure they won't kick you out of the flavored syrup section. I want you to analyze existing flavored syrup. I even saw, is it Marshall's? I even saw a flavored syrup at different. So basically, I want you to go to different retail places and take pictures of what the bottle looks like. Then I want you to reach out to a design school. I want you to get some students. There's a huge opportunity for everyone to work with grad students. I want you to work with some graduate design students. I want you to write a creative brief that describes what your logo will look like. But your rush is I want to see your logo for your flavored syrup. And you simply start with existing logos. There's a website called 99 Designs, 99designs.com, where you can set a price and you can get like 100 different designs. So that's your big step, is to get this logo done, and then get the pricing done, and then get the business plan. So I don't want to overwhelm you, but we need to build a team. We need to find a manufacturer. But no, now and then, especially when your syrup supports a women's shelter, or you do different cause related tie-ins. So yeah, Adam, let's make it happen, man.
Definitely, I'll get in contact with you if you give out your contact information.
Yeah. So I basically want everyone to fill out that form. So there's a form that we'll place again in the chat room, and that form reserves your spot for our small business camp weekend that we're going to have in April. And then I'll also have some calls before that as well. But as you can tell, I'm really passionate about helping our folks, especially crack this code when it comes to business development.
Yes, we'll drop that information in the chat in a few minutes. It's 8:25. Shawnee, did you want to share something?
Yes, I want to go back to Andrew, what you were sharing about enemies, and just share a testimony really short about that experience with me before I released my job in the world. I used to work for state government. I worked for the Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Services for 5 years before I left to do Spirit of a Woman full time in 2009. But the experience from 2007 to 2008 is that I got a new supervisor, and it was a white woman. And I had a beautiful experience with my former supervisor, but when this new woman came, she was super critical. She always had something to say. She would make snide remarks. She would talk about my hair. It was just really crazy. And we would go at it. She didn't even work in my office. She was in Albany and I was in the New York City office. And whenever the phone would ring, I would tense up and my heart would start beating really fast because I'm like, I'm ready for a fight. And I'm the type of person, like you say about yourself, I'm very direct, authentic. So when she would say something, I would come back. But what it was doing to me is I would get ready for work. And before I even landed in the space in the morning, I would be home with a stomach ache. I would be home feeling stressed and thinking about the fight for the day. And this went on for months. And so one day we were talking on the phone or yelling on the phone, and we were both crying and saying shit. And I hung up and I was just like, I can't live like this anymore. And, you know, I'm landmark trained. So I was like, let me use my tools. And I was like, I need to take responsibility. So I called her one day and was like, let's talk. And I told her I'd talk about her behind her back. I shared the things I said about her. I talked about her whiteness and my position as a Black woman. I just laid it bare. And I was like, I apologize for my part in this process. And she started crying and was saying that at work was the only place where she felt fulfilled. And her husband left her and her kids were siding with him. And she was like, at work, she felt fulfilled. And then when we had our relationship, because I didn't like her, she felt like she failed even at work. And it wasn't even about me. It was about what she was experiencing in her personal life. And that got brought to work, and it just started manifesting in this crazy adversarial dynamic between us. And when we had that conversation, it transformed our whole relationship. And when I left, she was crying, begging me to stay because I took a chance and told the truth and took responsibility and forgave and asked for forgiveness. Major. So I just want to put that out there. I still have folks, I put my initials in the chat and I will address it, but I'm just wanting to let you know it works when you work it. And you have to, I invite you to be radically honest with yourself and with the other person, because 9 times out of 10, you are generating a generator of that conflict and you're creating your own misery as a result. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, I mean, walk through life, friends. I mean, make everyone your friend. And there's no enemies, and there's only lower levels of love. You know, there's high levels of love, and there's only lower levels of love, and there's only ignorance. Now, once again, I'm not saying to be foolish, because people who know me, I'll mix it up. I mean, I worked with people who are formerly incarcerated. I mean, so I've been known to get physical, but at the same time, I lead with love, because sometimes, people talk about violence. I mean, if you're defending yourself, a family, or a loved one, that's not violence, because there's some people out there who speak a different language, and they need to understand that. But at the same time, we need to lead with love, and we need to create these healing spaces, because it becomes easier for you to make money. There's less, almost like there's less friction. So me healing the relationship with my stepfather is healing relationships in other areas of my life. And I'm in, listen for when you're flowing. Like right now, I'm flowing. Okay, and you want to live your life in such a way where every day you're simply flowing. And if you live your life that way, every day will be a manifestation. So we're at the 8:30 mark. I can't thank you so much for making the biggest investment, your time, to be with us today.
Okay, I want to, I know Teresa's hand is up and she had spoken before, so I will let other people speak. But let's, Teresa, if you can close us out with a quick question or comment, and then we will.
Yes, I have a gift that I can see what a person needs. Like if you tell me something that you want to do, I'm able to see. Like when you was talking about Adam, I started seeing like what Adam could do. And so I need to know, like, how can I don't know how to deal with that gift because it comes all the time. It's like if you tell me, Teresa, I want to go, I want to do something for people. I'll start seeing everything that you need. It just comes to my head. And it's been like that for years.
Yeah, so basically all you do is go help somebody. Like go serve. And this is why when I was at the height of my business coaching practice and doing small business camp weekends, I don't advertise myself. I don't like one time a guy called me up and said, I need you to convince me why I should give you $2,000. I laughed so hard. I said, convince you? I said, I don't convince nobody. Here's 100 people, you call them. I don't. So what you got to do is start small and start now. So simply reach out to Adam, and Adam becomes your first client. You help Adam, and your first project is ever your best project. You do a deal for Adam for free. You showcase what you do. Adam tells other people know you have a website of people who you help, and then you're making money. So it's a process. But it starts with you knowing your worth. It starts with you knowing your gift. It starts with you engaging the world and being okay. You gave Adam the idea for how the logo should be. Adam is now making $10 million a year. Adam won't return your phone call. Forgive Adam. I can't tell you how many people who have become bitter because of past trauma. Don't become bitter, only become better.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I'm definitely send you an offering when I expand to a high level.
All right. Some closing slides. Andrew?
Yes. Oh, so you can go to the next slide. And so this is a special offer. We're having a small business camp weekend. Of course, this is going to be online. The cost is normally $1,500, and the WU offer is only $500. You'll be getting me for the entire weekend. We're going to think through strategy and develop plans. And then you'll start the 16-week challenge where I'll be supporting you 16 weeks afterwards in terms of implementing your ideas. So click on that form at the bottom just to reserve your space. I'm not asking for credit card information right now. Just reserve the space. I need to see what your idea is. Like, you know what? I can't help everybody. And I'll be quite frank. There's certain ideas that you have I can't, for a host of reasons. So I need to vet you. So complete that form. And even if you can't make that weekend, still complete the form. I'll be doing other weekend programs as well. Or you could even hold a spot for someone else. So, all right. And contact Facebook, Andrew Morrison, Instagram to Andrew Morrison. Next slide. And love offerings and donations.
So everyone, you can give back to Andrew, who so passionately gave to us. You know, money is my own natural energy yield, and this experience opened up some doors for some of you, probably more than some of you, in reference to ideas that you have and businesses you want to create. There were resources that were shared and hearts that were opened, so you can return the favor. Go to Zelle, QuickPay, and type in SOW Leadership Development at gmail.com and Cash App, $ Spirit of a Woman. Those are your options. There's a link for Cash App that will be dropped in the chat. And please use code number 505 AM, pound 505 AM, and that will direct this love energy to Andrew Morrison's presentation today. And next up, we have Dion C. Monfanto returning for our topic, Moving Meditations, One Path to Joy. This will be Sunday. So to come back. New members, if you're out there, I'm sure you're out there, let us know. Don't hide. We want to see you. We want to celebrate you. We want to welcome you, and we want to appreciate you. So you can type it in the chat, I'm new, and our members, our seasoned members will welcome you. And if you're out there on Facebook, same thing. First day in Facebook. Don't be afraid. Let us know that you're there. We want you to, we want to know that you're not alone and that we want you to come back. We are here 5 days a week. We're on Zoom and on Facebook. You can catch us Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 8:30, and Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 7:30. If you want to receive a text alert every day that we are going live, you can do this right now. Open up your phone to a blank text, type in 74121 in the to section where the telephone number goes, and in the comment section, type in Woo Nation and then press send. When you do that, you will be entered into our automatic text alert system, and you will be waking up to join Wake Up. We have swag. Do you have swag? bit.ly/Woo swag. You can get a mug or a thermos. You can get a t-shirt, a sweatshirt. You can get a journal. You can get a bag. You can get a computer sleeve. You can even get a mask. Different colors, sizes. Go to bit.ly/Woo swag to see what we have for you. And our anthology. This idea was actually created through a conversation between Andrew Morrison and Shawnee. And so you all have contributed to the conversation by entering in your history, your experience, and now we're asking you to contribute by choosing a title. We have some titles that we're working with, and we're also open to your titles, your suggestions. You can do that on a form. Fill out the form at bit.ly/Woo title. Put that into the browser. Type bit.ly/Woo title, making sure that Woo title is uppercase just as you see it. This will be dropped in the chat. So when you see the bit.ly link, when you see that bit.ly lettering, it's a link, click it, it'll take you to the page and then fill out the form. And we ask that you stay in touch. So every week we're going to need you to register. Go to bit.ly/Wake Up Movement. The same thing here, type in the bit.ly/Wake Up Movement into your browser, and you get taken to a form where you will fill in some information, and then you'll be entered into our mailing list. You will need to do this every week if you want to be on our mailing list every week. If you don't do it 1 week, you will not be on that mailing list. And on that mailing list, you will receive updates on who's next, who's speaking, and what they're speaking about. We have a Facebook group. We have 2 of them. One is private and one is public. Here's some more bit.lys. So the private group is you're going to need to request admittance if you're not already a member. So go to bit.ly/Woo community. And the public page is open to everybody. Once you get there, we ask that you press like. That increases our footprint as well as allows you to receive notifications whenever anyone posts on there. bit.ly/Woo Nation. Woo Nation is uppercase. We're on Instagram and YouTube, and we have an email if you'd like to share anything with us, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. And today being Thursday, we're sharing with you volunteer opportunities. There's always something to do. There's always people that we're looking for additional support. So you're here first time or 100th time, however long you've been here, there's still an open invitation and request for you to give back whatever it is that you have. If you have an hour a week, if you have an hour a day, that works. If you have the skill of typing or the skill of talking, that works. If you have graphic design or talent for numbers, that works. So reach out to us, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. Every role that you see or that you can think about and that you're not even familiar with, there is training. We're not going to have you as a volunteer and throw you under the bus. You're going to get trained. So if you have any concern or question about can you do a thing, yes, you can do it because we got you. I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to ask everybody to unmute themselves and let's give Andrew a love shower for his wonderful, wonderful session.
Thank you, Brother
Thank
Andrew, for this
you,
great work.
Andrew.
Brother Andrew,
This
appreciate
was
Thank you, Elder
Praise.
Morrison.
Thank
you
you
for
for opening up,
you so
opening
much.
up the
Appreciate
so
all the
appreciated.
shares of the sisters and the brothers that
Thank you,
shared
thank
their
you.
Everybody stay creative, stay
Thank you
powerful.
so much. Thank you.
I love y'all.
Yes, part two. Wow.
Lisa, that's it. That's your research fault.
Hey, Elder
For
Morrison.
this
Oh
great
boy.
information.
But thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so
All right.